live television show with topics that are intended to inspire, delight, educate, and encourage. Focusing on the lives, experiences, and viewpoints of motherlode women, the show features a rotating cast of 4 women of all ages and from all walks of life. Quick, upbeat, and fast-paced with a variety of topics, this 1-hour show will be aired live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. Tune in, it's Just Between Us.
Good morning and welcome to Just Between Us, a talk show with 3 lovely ladies I have with me today. I'm Susie from Volcano.
I'm Kathleen from Mountain Ed.
Welcome back.
Yeah,
We missed you.
Yes.
And you too, Roberta.
Well, thank you, Roberta from Pioneer.
And Martha from my own in Jackson.
Okie doke, we're going to pick our first 2 topics.
And I'm going to roll the dice.
Yes,
Get
you are.
ready.
Pick 2.
And then read me one. The first topic.
Okay, first topic.
We have a free-for-all, and we have changing rules. So,
Okay,
Number 5.
number 5 is what issue still has to be addressed when it comes to making strides when discussing the sexes?
The word was said. Yes. We're going to talk about it.
Oh boy, oh boy, she's off and running, just like one of those free range chickens, I'll tell you. And if you notice, her shirt says wine chick on it. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.
And now back to Just Between Us.
Welcome back to Just Between Us. Kathleen, our first one is changing roles, and the question is?
The question is, number 5 is what issue still has to be addressed when it comes to making strides when discussing the sexes?
Oh, the sexes. I thought you said the
Sex. Just plain old sex. You were looking forward to that question.
I don't know. Sexes, okay.
They've done a lot of...
I'm not really sure what this is addressing specifically, talking about the sexes. So what issue is important? What issue
equality, pay, women getting into the CEO and climbing the ladder. I mean, a lot of this has
Does the
been...
sexes include gay?
Well,
Sure,
that's
if you want to.
something
You know,
that we haven't talked
gender.
about because we've recently passed that law. Now we have gay people that can get married now.
We're
And-
passing a lot of laws.
What about that?
lately.
And the transgender thing too, and the law that was passed
Yeah.
for them to.
I saw 2 kids yesterday on Dr. Phil's show that they were both transgender, and John and I were watching it. We both said, you know, how brave of these kids in knowing and coming out in high school and being the first kid. I mean, that takes...
I have a girlfriend whose son came out in high school and was a cheerleader, who's actually a cheerleader, and it was very, very controversial. You know, it was a very controversial situation. And he's now,
or gay?
well, it was controversial that he became a cheerleader.
So what's the difference between
Right.
transgender
Because-
and gay?
Well, the
Transgender
difference
use-
between transgender is a person is born a female or male, and they decide that they are not that sex.
Like Cher's daughter, Chastity.
So they
she's
go
yeah.
through a
Sex change.
transformation,
Oh,
a medical
see.
transformation,
Right.
and they actually change their genitals and they change everything.
Oh, wow.
They go through they go through a long process of hormone therapy.
I heard of that, yes.
You know, there's a lot of it in
Psychological.
San Francisco.
I went to, I was doing a tour of one of the prisons here in California, and it was an all-male prison, and we were touring this one part, and all of a sudden we saw this woman, you know, and it was like, well, what's she doing in here? And they said, oh, well, she's changed. She was a he, and she became... actually, the state prison system paid for her.
Right. I don't know if I agree with that.
No, I don't either, but it was very strange.
paid for
No.
Yeah.
I know, but the interesting thing is, she was still in the prison.
Right.
It's like, where do
you
you put
know.
them?
What I know.
There's a program called Lock Up, and she was on there. And there's a couple of them
Yeah, I
in
would
different
admit.
states that have gone through that. I don't care. If you want to change your gender, whatever you want to do, I'm for you 100%. It's your life. I've
shouldn't have
never
to be on
walked.
my
I've never
anything.
walked on your shoes, so I don't
Right,
know.
right.
But I agree. If this is what you want to do, I think that Chastity Bono, Chaz Bono, he did something that took a lot of guts.
Especially, that was a long time ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And-
but she paid for it
really-
herself.
Yeah.
yeah.
The
yeah.
ones that go to prison, we
Yeah.
pay for it.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree.
Did I,
don't know
say
if
that loud enough?
Yeah.
We pay for it.
Well,
Right.
and I'm not sure that I'm not sure that I agree with the fact if he was male and became female, if he was in the right, right area. I think at that point, if he become a female, should be transferred to a women's
A
facility.
female facility, absolutely.
Because I don't, I mean, if you're going to do
Oh,
that,
exactly.
And you
Yeah.
know, to be honest, I don't know whether her treatments were complete. So maybe she was only partway, because I think it takes
Well,
a
they
long
do-
time.
Pretty
they do
soon they'll be
hormone
asking for the
therapy.
rights to have
But
their
she
own
was
prison.
fully
I
endowed.
mean, the hormone therapy is incredibly
Right,
convincing.
ladies? Pretty soon they'll be asking for the right to have their own prison.
Well,
You know,
there you
and
go.
we in California do everything that they ask for. You know, if we ask for things for school for our children, go.
So do you feel
girl."
that when it comes to the sexes that we've made great strides? I mean, what's the
think we have.
breakthrough? I mean,
I
men
think we
can take
have.
off from maternity leave.
Yeah.
Women can climb the corporate ladder.
Right.
Women can make almost equal. I don't know if they're still equal
They're not
pay,
making as much.
but I don't
I-
think that they might be making as
I have
much.
a daughter that's involved in the corporate ladder, and she does not get equal pay for.
Okay, so that's probably still one of the issues.
So it's always, I think, it's still a challenge, and with the economic situation that we have in the country right now, corporations are taking advantage of that, and they're not paying what they were paying.
Well, on one hand, that's probably a good thing.
Well,
It depends on if it's discriminatory.
yeah,
If
and
it's
it
discriminatory, it's
also
not good. But if
is-
it's, with the economy where it is,
Yeah. Well, a lot of
But
people
see,
are
but
everything
they're
had
doing
to
it, many of them are doing it for the profit margin, and which I don't agree with. I think that you don't take advantage of a situation of poverty throughout the country and use it to your advantage to make double the money you made last year.
Well,
you know.
that's
Or-
the way. That's the American way, honey.
This, well, and this is what's
Don't
going
you
on
know,
all
that's
over the place.
American way, where when the rich become richer, when the economy goes down, because they're the ones that have the money. They're the ones that go buy more real estate. They're the ones that go and
Yeah.
They can
get
take advantage
yeah.
of
They
it.
Well,
take
actually,
advantage.
when you think about it, a lot
Well,
of
they
them,
do take advantage.
a
and-
lot of them, yeah, they do take advantage. But when you think about a lot of them are keeping the they've got the money.
Exactly.
They are keeping a lot of them are keeping some of the
Yeah.
economy going.
Many
buying
of them,
and things in
many
stores.
of them,
and-
their businesses are not in this country, and we're supporting them
course.
with our
Well, they're-
taxes.
Of
There are
course. Well,
definitely some of
that,
those
they
things.
started that a long, long time ago. Okay, our first free for all. You want to talk about people who now are undocumented may get driver's license
Yeah,
and
the law
drive.
just passed, and not that I'm happy about it, but I'm happy that now we, as citizens that are responsible, we pay for our insurances, we pay for our nice cars. I got hit one time by somebody that had no license, no driver's license, no insurance, no nothing, and I got hurt. And what did I get? If I had not had insurance myself, I would have been, oh, did I say that? I would have been, really, really in
Bad
bad
shape.
shape.
Well, we
You
have-
know?
Question I have
It's-
is-
There's
now it's a law that you have to have
driver's license.
the insurance.
Well, let me
Yeah,
tell you
and
something.
you have-
Okay, John, being in law enforcement for 32 years, he will tell you if you made 100 traffic stops, 90 of them had no insurance.
Well, now the
Common.
thing,
And
yeah,
whether they were
everybody-
illegal or not, it had
Everybody-
nothing to
well,
do.
the thing is that on the driver's license is going to show that you are, there's going to be something in there that says you're not a
Citizen.
legal citizen of the United States, or you're not
I'm curious,
that-
though,
that has
which
no
insurance
papers.
companies will want to insure them?
I don't
Because
Everybody, they insure them when they have no driver's license. Did you know
And
that?
that's the point I wanted to bring
know,
up, because I
they-
just had a
yeah.
friend that was rear-ended
Yes.
by someone out of the country who had insurance but no license yet. They're in
Right.
the process of getting their driver's license, so their own vehicle was not covered, but they
Right.
did cover my girlfriend who was hit.
Yeah, but
Good
that's what I'm
grief.
saying. Now I believe that,
That makes
I always felt in a way that was fair for us, not for them, for us that worked so hard to get our Well, for everybody actually, because that way, if they get hurt, then they get taken care of. But if I get hurt,
No, you have to take care of yourself
know,
or your insurance.
Right.
no. But I mean, now they have to have insurance, and they have.
I will
to,
guarantee you
Yeah.
that will not change.
Exactly.
That's not
my,
gonna change.
That's
You
what
don't
my
think so?
No.
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 It's just like the law right now is that we
Well-
have to have insurance, but
Like
not everybody
like
does.
John
Not
said,
everybody does.
at 90 out of 100
Oh,
traffic
I'm gonna
stops.
scream if that
They-
doesn't
they
happen.
were
I'll
not-
be in the Capitol
Well, no,
good.
steps.
No,
Good.
it's not that they have that choice. No, if you're driving a vehicle, you're to be insured with a valid driver's license. However, a lot of people can't afford insurance,
That's
so
right.
therefore, that's the last thing that they get, because
Well,
they have to put
I
gas in the
feel-
car.
And food on the table.
There you go.
All of us should be equal in that way. Where if you're going to get, it's like getting in a plane and flying. You have to you have to be educated. You have to have all the insurance and have to be everything. That's how I feel, and I feel that we need to educate these people, and we need to give them the opportunity, since they're already here, for God's sakes, and they're going to drive, and they're going to go to the grocery store, and they're going to take the kids to school, and they're going to go to work, and it only makes
Well,
sense
if you
to
go
me
if you
that-
go into different stores, Martha, you see a lot of instructions now. Everything is in a couple of languages. I think Obamacare is in 100 and something languages itself. If they want to know, it's true.
Really?
A hun-
Oh, I
100
tell you.
I think it's 100 and some odd languages.
Holy cow.
I mean, what the hell's going on here? And
Don't worry, we pay for it.
oh yeah, thank
Well,
you.
I think we're going to pay for the, in the state, I think. we're-
Well, now this
gonna
is the
have
10th. We're the 10th
ramifications.
So how does
state.
everybody feel about this law?
I disagree.
Okay.
I feel like.
I
mean,
thought
it-
that was a privilege, right? I thought that was
It
a
is
privilege.
I think it's a privilege, and it concerns me because there still is, we haven't figured out the real problem.
Well,
The real problem is they currently are illegal.
Correct.
And so how do you get that problem fixed? Like you said, they're already here. Many
Yes.
have been here for years and
Yes,
years and years.
yes.
But they still have that status. So we have to fix that problem first before giving them a driver's license,
Well,
which to
there's
me just
10 states.
exacerbates. What about the first
You
time
want to know
someone
why
kills
they're
somebody?
offering driver's licenses? It's
Why?
revenue.
Well, I agree
And
with
that
that.
is the bottom line.
Yeah, you're
is
right.
we are looking for revenue.
You better
and
believe
if
it.
these people are willing to get
That's
driver's
it.
licenses without
You
being
hit the
naturalized
bottom.
citizens, which
Right.
puts them at risk, which is unfortunate because everybody pays the
Now,
price for that.
if you get
Yeah.
But
stopped
all,
by a policeman,
all our
yeah.
government is wanting is the revenue.
Now, if you get stopped and you have one of those driver's license, it's going to have something in there
To
that says
identify
that
them.
you undocumented.
Yeah. Right.
So if you committed a crime or anything,
Right.
at least we'll be able to catch you,
Right.
just
Right.
like that.
We got to move on and pick 2 new topics, my dear.
Sounds
Boy, that was
Okay,
a good
but that's
topic.
Good girl.
It's very controversial. There's
It
a lot
is,
of aspects
isn't it?
to
Complex,
it,
yeah, it's really
you know?
complex.
Yeah.
Okay, give
Okay.
her,
Kathleen?
give her.
So we're going to get one of these and go. Okay. First one is Here They Come.
Here they come.
Number three. Have you already started to make your list and checking it twice for Christmas?
I did. Oh, the day after
And the second one
Christmas.
is
Oh, my goodness.
You, really?
I love that. That's the second one.
I love that.
I love that. So
Okay.
roll the dice.
Oh, I'm
Number
thinking about I
6.
love that one. Number 6.
I love that food. Name it.
Yes. Okay. Ooh,
Okay,
hi.
well, we all are going to love this. We're going to go away for a few commercials and come back and discuss
What
the
did
next
I
2
have
topics.
to eat this morning?
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
But eat, drink is more like it.
Oh,
We'll be
that's
right back.
right.
Yeah.
Just Between Us, a spontaneous, intuitive live television show with topics that are intended to inspire, delight, educate, and encourage. And now back to Just Between Us.
Welcome back to Just Between Us. And Kathleen, our first topic is
Here they come. And number 3 is Have you already started to make your list and checking it twice for Christmas?
no.
No.
The woman is so busy and she's still making her list.
I have 15 having grandkids, I have to do it
You
ahead
have
of
to
time.
make a list,
You know,
yeah.
it's
My
like-
husband and I did discuss this morning on the way here because my father's coming for Christmas this year. My
Oh, how
father's going
nice.
to be on Art and Culture, as a matter of fact. He's going to be on my
Good.
show
Oh,
on
fun.
Wednesday, right before the Christmas holiday. So he's going to stay, and we're having Christmas with all the kids. And then all of a sudden it was like, everybody's going to be there. We're going to draw names out of the hat again.
I already
that's what we
planned
discussed.
Thanksgiving. I mean, I have to do things.
Well, Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
you go to the
Wait.
restaurant, right? You do
Yes,
it at
I cook at the
I think
restaurant.
that's
I
great.
invite my
Everybody.
son's wife's family and
Yeah.
my employees and my family's other families. You
It's
know,
a
I mean,
great
it's like-
extended
it's
Thanksgiving.
like, yes.
Yeah.
How fun
And
is
it's
Eat
that?
and be happy.
Love it.
That's
fun.
you know. I make sweet tamales. I make a ham and a turkey.
It's your
and-
joy, huh?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
What's fun
Oh,
is that
yes.
you have a big space to entertain.
Yes.
And then everybody else can clean up.
Yes.
I like that.
No,
You do the cleanup
I
too?
I do it all. I mean, they help me.
Sure.
But I want to make sure that everything gets done.
Yeah.
I'm the control freak in the kitchen.
You're
okay?
like me. in my
It's just-
kitchen, I'm
In
terrible.
my kitchen, I am too.
But I
Not
think
me. Want to
Right.
clean it up? Clean it up. I'll rearrange it after they leave.
I'm happy
Just
that
leave
I have a
everything on the
big-
counter.
Yeah.
Thing.
I have a big dishwasher there, and I have everything.
Oh,
and they would
wonderful.
not fit in my house anyway. God gave me a restaurant for a reason. Okay?
Absolutely.
He knew He was going to give me a big family, so thank God for that. You know, because otherwise I would have to have like 3 parties to invite everybody separately.
Have somebody over for brunch,
Yeah.
somebody over
Yeah.
for dinner, and one for a late night snack.
You know, that are Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, have one each day.
I think that the holidays have gotten more simplistic.
I think they have with the economy again.
Yeah.
You know,
Which
it's
is a
really kind
good
of forced
thing.
people to get more creative
Right.
and come up with more intimate, gifts and things like that.
Right.
And
Homemade little things for
Homemade
people in the
things.
neighborhood.
I only
I
give
think
gifts
it's
to the
important.
grandkids now. The
Absolutely.
adults, they know that
Right.
grandma's not a multimillionaire. You
Right,
know?
right.
And grandkids know that they're not going to get big gifts anymore.
Right.
And if I do, I take them somewhere and we go do either roller skating and,
Yeah.
little fun things.
Yeah, you like to do
Yeah.
stuff like that.
That's meaningful
fun.
because
Well, I
that's
do with
a
my two
memory that's
oldest.
going to
They'll
last
remember.
with.
Yeah.
Trust me, they'll remember.
Absolutely.
They
My
have to
two
listen
oldest-
to me all the way down to
I just take the
Sacramento.
picture.
Oh, Grandma talked and
Each one, I
That's a good
take them
idea.
by themselves. We go out to lunch, and I take them, and I have a budget, and they can get so much stuff, and they go to their favorite place, where they
I
get their
write the
kids'
check.
clothes,
John
And
writes
the
the check and
time-
says, "Merry Christmas." Oh, thank
But
you.
the time
I do
with
that for our
them
kids.
is the
Yeah,
more
and the
important to
grandkids
me.
too, because
Is spending the
they're
time with
into.
them, because I don't get to spend the time with them as
Right.
much now that they're teenagers and they're
yeah.
driving now
Yeah.
and,
There you
this
go.
stuff. And I don't get to spend the time with them. It's the only way I get one-on-one time.
That's a
Yeah.
good idea.
It is
You
good
know?
because it's also,
And then
what do you
they-
get a
And then they got to
teenager?
give it back to me because I wrap it up and put it under the tree.
How cute.
So then but they know what they're getting.
I do
but
one thing,
At
though.
least it all fits.
I do one thing.
Yeah.
My brother has 2 grandkids. John and I have the 2 grandkids. And what we do is we go to the Bay Area. My brother and I take all 4 of the kids and John. We all go out and we have a Christmas lunch, holiday lunch. Just the grandparents and the grandkids.
That's cool.
So we do that.
We
And-
took the kids on the Christmas train last year.
Oh, how fun.
We have one family that is in in Arizona, so we spent Christmas with them last year. But the other 2 grandkids, we went on the Christmas train,
How
which is
fun.
out of Woodland, and it's it's basically just a straight line up and then back. But then Santa comes on the
how
train, and
cool.
and all the helpers are dressed as elves, so they hand out
Cute.
Isn't
hot
that
chocolate and candy canes and stuff, and it's very fun. And then they read a Christmas story.
Have fun.
And the
They do that out
kids
of
loved
Niles,
it.
but we ended up going someplace else. There was a couple of them. There was one up in the Berkeley Hills by the park up there.
Oh, yeah.
We took
Oh,
our
nice.
grandson on that
Yeah.
one. And then, was it last year? Last year or the year before, we went to the zoo down in the Bay Area, the
Fun.
Oakland Zoo.
So, yeah.
They do lights, and it's
Oh,
absolutely
really?
amazing.
What a
They light
cute
the whole
thing
thing
to
up,
do.
and it's got, you can't even walk the whole thing
You ever
in
done
one night.
Disneyland at Christmas time?
No.
Oh, it's
Have you done
fantastic.
Dove Court in Sacramento?
No.
No.
It's a whole street where when you buy a piece of property on that street, you have to agree that you will
Will decorate.
decorate.
Oh,
How fun.
participate
Wow.
in
And
the
so that's another
decorations,
thing we've
yeah.
done with the
How
kids
fun
is
is
gone
that?
through that.
Okay,
It's
next
really
topic,
interesting.
Kathleen.
Okay, so we were going to move on to, I love that. I love that. And under that
That's
topic,
what
we
he
have,
said.
yeah. I love that food. And what is that food? They want us to name it.
I wonder
What
if it's
food is
something
it
that
that we
you like
love?
to make or you like to eat.
I don't know, I guess
All
we
of
can
the
interpret
above?
it however
All
we
of
like.
the above, yeah.
You
Why? What's
know what I'm
something that
thinking
you
of?
like to make?
Oh, God, I love to make Christmas dinner. I love to make Thanksgiving dinner. I love
What
to cook
specific food?
French food. Oh, you know what
Do
I
you
like?
like French-
My
Interesting.
favorite thing to make is a chicken or a duck cassoulet,
Really?
a French cassoulet. It's
Wow.
absolutely amazing. It's just die for. When my husband and I were in France, we stayed for a month in France, and we found this little town, and we got a little laborie, which is a small farmhouse. We stayed for like eight or 9 days. We loved it so much we stayed extra. And I went to the market and I bought food and we cooked, which was a whole thing in itself because the ovens are on Celsius, not Fahrenheit.
Oh,
and so
boy.
I had a heck of a time.
Oh, boy.
Trying to
My
convert.
first cassoulet took about 4 hours to cook.
Oh, my
Did it still
God.
turn out okay?
That
It
is
was-
so
Oh, you didn't know the difference
No,
on the...
I didn't know the
Yeah.
difference. I didn't know the conversion, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with the oven. But anyway, the bottom line
wasn't
is
the
it
oven, it
made
was the
these
operator.
wonderful white beans, these cannoli
Uh-huh.
beans, which you're probably familiar
Yes,
with. Anyway, cannoli
yes.
beans, but the big white cannoli beans, and you use cream, and you use butter, and you use a little bacon,
not
and
garbanzo,
wine. You
not
use a white
garbanzo.
wine.
No, cannelli.
Oh.
Canelli.
Yeah, and then you use, well, typically you use a goose in France, but I can't find a goose over here, so I have to
I
use
had a
either
goose
duck
the other day in
or
the
a
store
chicken.
when I was shopping.
I
Someone
love
goose
goose.
too?
Somebody
find a
goosed me.
goose?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it is absolutely amazing. It's just, oh my God, it just melts in your
that
mouth.
sounds
So I
good.
found over here at the farmer's market, I found big white beans, the cannoli beans, the big ones, and so now I'm growing them.
Oh, that's even
I
more
planted a bunch of
fun.
them, and
How
I made
fun
I
is
made a
that?
cassoulet out of the the bags that I got, but I held out like a handful, 12 of them, and I'm growing the white
Good
beans.
for you.
out of it.
Wonderful.
What is one of the things you like to cook or eat?
Well,
Your
after
favorite?
talking about a cassoulet, I love
Yeah.
to cook
Beans.
chicken wings. No, teriyaki chicken wings for my kids because growing up, I would literally do 15 pounds of chicken wings
Oh,
with
wow.
my
Wow.
2 boys and 1 daughter, and they would go through that thing and it would just be bones. And it's something I've made for years, and
How
it takes
fun.
2 hours to cook. It's just long, and they just fall off the bone. You know, they literally
cool.
just.
And you make your own sauce? Yeah.
Now, Martha,
I
even
have-
though you cook Mexican food every single day, tell me something
your
that
favorite?
you like to do that has nothing to do with a restaurant. What type of food would you like to?
Rice pudding. Oh. I make the best rice pudding. I'm not lying to you.
Tres leches?
I even eat it myself.
Do you use the tres leches?
I'm not telling you my
Oh,
secrets.
secret!
No.
What about you,
I'll
Susie?
make it for Christmas. Or Thanksgiving. I'll probably be making it for Thanksgiving because I cook
You inviting
everything.
guests?
You're welcome to stop by. Of course you are.
Do you make,
I'm gonna
do you
cook.
make the flan?
I make the
I
flan.
love
Yes.
Is that hard to
I love
do?
that.
No,
No?
not for me.
See, to me, it'd be more
It's-
complicated.
It is complicated.
Because you have to
but
do it in the what do they call it, bain marie? You have to put it in the warm water.
Yes,
Water.
but that's no problem. I like to see you in my kitchen cooking all day long. The stuff that we do is fresh every day. That's why I'm still at Jose's, because we really put our heart and soul
Yeah.
into the cooking.
Yeah.
And we love what we do.
And
you
it
know?
shows, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
I
you.
love what you do. It's I don't know. It just puts an energy out there,
Oh,
know,
yeah.
and people are drawn to that.
Yes, yes.
They're just drawn to
And
it.
in restaurants anymore, you don't make a lot of money unless you have 20 restaurants,
Alan's
But
making me
you
laugh.
have to
What?
love.
What is your favorite that you like to cook? Sukiyaki.
Ah.
He's into Japanese, either the food, sake, everything. You name it, Alan knows about it.
There's a brand new
okay.
show that has just come out in San Francisco, and it's called Foodies. and it's just 2 men and 2 women. It's one of these small productions. It's great. So
It's very interesting
and
to
it's
watch.
all about different.
You know, I watch cooking shows all the time.
I do too. I
because
love
it's
them.
good to learn
Yeah.
new stuff.
What's your favorite?
Mine, we have to go to another topic. I like, but
What is
I
your
like
favorite, though?
to cook. Oh, pasta. I mean, I cook all kinds of pasta, especially the rigatoni al forno and stuff like that. But John taught me how to do this, and I've got it down pat. I make a chicken. It's a pounded chicken breast with a butter, caper, lemon sauce.
Oh,
And-
God, that sounds good.
and
I
it-
love
and it's
butter,
good.
lemon, and caper mixed. That
Unbelievable.
taste is
Okay, our last
amazing.
2 topics, we have a free-for-all,
Hey!
and
Go ahead and give them to her.
Well, we got both of them. Okay, so we have the social media.
Social media, number 5.
Number 5 is, do you feel email invites are okay? Email invites, I guess, as opposed to a regular through the mail invite.
mail.
Is that what
Okay,
we're-
read that again.
It says, do you feel email invites are okay?
you know, you get invitation by email instead of somebody sending it to you.
Oh,
in the mail.
okay.
Okay,
And
and
the
then
next
and then
topic?
we've got your last free-for-all
Okay.
that you wanted to talk
Cool.
about. So we're going
Yes.
to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Yeah.
My Gracie
Okay.
hair is
Just Between Us, a spontaneous, intuitive live television show with topics that are intended to inspire, delight, educate, and encourage. And now back to Just Between Us.
She's Secret Service.
And you can see on
she had
TV.
something psychologically, whatever.
And you can see on TV where they started shooting at her. You know.
well, they brought
Wow.
her down, but they were aiming at her, telling her, "Are we back?" Oh, thank you.
We're back.
I'm Susie from Volcano.
I'm Kathleen.
now you know.
I'm Roberta from.
Now you know what we do on the break.
Where are you
It's like
yakking
we go-
away here?
Yes.
Martha from Ione and Jackson.
Yes,
okay,
Martha from Ione and
Kathleen, the
Jackson.
social media.
So we're going to move right in
We
to
are all
yes,
fouled
we
up.
are.
the next topic, which is the social media. That's too funny. Anyway, number 5 is, do you feel that email invites are okay? And I assume that means an email invite as opposed to something through the mail, like we traditionally have done.
Yeah, I think wedding invitation should be a wedding invitation. I think that if a neighbor says, "Hey, we're having a get together," and they email you, I think that's okay.
Yes, that's my thing. I think it depends on the type of event that is
The
occurring.
formality.
Yeah, if it's
Yeah.
fairly casual, if it's
I know a lot of people are doing a lot of e-bites. They're
Yeah.
doing a lot of telephone calling,
Right.
and rightfully so. I mean, the price of stamps has gone up to the point where people think, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah.
I think that you're intimate family and close people, but if it's a formal occasion or an event,
Yeah.
then I think that it should be announced.
I
so.
agree, and people are like me. I save those for all my friends and close family because I do flowers for weddings. You know, that's
Oh,
one of the
how
things
nice.
for all the young girls. You know, that've gotten married. They're my daughter's friends and stuff. I've done all of their weddings, all the flowers for all the weddings, and I don't charge them. I just I charge them for the flowers, and that's it. I don't charge them for my time.
what a beautiful gift.
Well, it's fun. for
Yeah,
me.
well,
you
but
know, I
it-
enjoy it,
it
and they
adds to
enjoy
the
it, and they, you know.
memory. Yeah.
But I keep those because they're mementos to me, you know, and I have them. I have every single wedding invitation that any of these kids have ever gotten
Well, I
married.
think that's cool, though. I
They've
think
sent
that's
me.
nice.
Yeah, so personally, I mean, that's my personal thing. Not everybody does that. But I personally like to keep them because I like to save them. And I like to go back, you know, through stuff and look, oh, I remember this, you know, I remember that. And, you know, I like that.
I have a
enjoy
drawer where I
that.
keep all my Christmas cards. And
I do too.
Like, oh my God, what am I doing?
You know what I do?
My daughter.
I keep
Yeah.
them in my
Especially the
box
ones with the
of
pictures on
my
'em.
Christmas stuff at the
Yeah.
bottom of my Christmas stuff. So every year I go through those
They're
again.
so beautiful. How can I throw it away?
You know what
Yeah.
I do with my Christmas things instead is I cut them up and actually with my pinking
Oh,
shears.
but you're one of those like,
And
No,
you do
no,
the
I
little
just
nice
I just
things.
do them really easy,
Yeah.
but then I use them for the you
Name
know,
tags?
For the name
Scrapbooks,
tags and
name
stuff.
tags and
Oh.
scrapbooks.
Some people make little
Just-
ornaments out of them. They're
Yeah,
cute.
people do.
They're
yeah.
If
cute.
I only had the time, that would
Well,
be
that's
nice.
the issue.
Well,
is
I
that,
started when I
yeah.
couldn't afford anything else.
So
And
it's a
so-
beautiful
and
thing
then
to
I
do,
just
though.
kept it up.
Why
And
not?
Yeah.
Recycling.
It makes it kind of fun because when
Do you know what I'm going to do?
I remember which card that
Remember
was.
my
I remember who
grandkids
said
do it.
that. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna
put
make
a
my
little note
grandkids
on
Make the
the
do it.
back,
grandkids do
Yeah.
it. Make little
That'll
tags.
be a fun
And you
project.
can't do that with
Good for
email.
kids.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You
But
got that right.
email, I have never had a wedding invitation on email, though.
No.
I
No.
hope I never get
Well,
one.
no, I did get a save the date, which save the date now. Kids are doing the save the date before they send the invitation.
Right.
You know.
I think that's okay.
I think that's
Yeah,
nice.
think
and I
that's
have
okay.
gotten a couple save the dates through email.
That I think's a great idea because it gives you forewarning not to plan anything on that date
Yeah,
already.
right,
So
right.
I like that idea. And like I said, I think the email thing is absolutely fantastic. But if it is a formal event like a wedding, maybe even a shower, I think sending.
I love
You know-
getting something in the
Yeah,
mail.
I
There's something special
admire
about
the
it.
people that have that talent. That, I have a girlfriend that travels everywhere, and she's always sending me cards. She just sent me one from Hawaii.
cute.
Kauai?
Kauai?
Yeah, and I just like, oh my God, and she makes the time to write and write and tell me all about it,
How nice.
Yeah, when I go on vacation, it's like, I'm here to forget about the world, so bye.
That's kind of a
Love
lost
you,
art.
but, right?
It is.
My grandmother and I used to
Letter
write
writing.
back and forth. 'cause
That's
my
nice,
grandmother
yeah.
was
I
years
admire that
married.
talent because
And
it
we
takes...
wrote back and forth. I have all these letters
Yes.
from my grandmother and my grandfather, too.
I feel like
Correspondence
that's
is
a
nice.
lost
Yeah.
art.
It is.
It is.
It is, because when I
with social media.
get a little gift in the mail, it's like I get all excited like a little kid. Oh my God, what did she send me? Or what did he send me? And I'm very lucky. I get a lot of little gifts in the mail by friends. But do I ever send any gifts out? I give them. I just,
Yeah.
I just can't get myself to the post office.
Would you be offended if if you gave somebody a gift and they didn't send you a thank you note, instead they sent you a thank you on email?
No, I wouldn't be offended.
I think just being
Acknowledged.
acknowledged. Now, if it's a wedding thank you, then it should be formal.
Yeah.
I think all of those things are coming more to most of everybody's doing,
The easy
email.
way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Everybody's
Part
doing
of it's
emails.
ease, but I think there is also the
fun
factor
of
that
it.
it's 46 cents.
Oh, yeah, if you have to send.
Car, and then the
I
card is
agree.
another.
I agree. There's an economical aspect
There
to it that
is.
I think is probably, paramount
And
right
it's
now because people just don't have the money.
Nope.
46 cents. Okay, so you have 10 people. That's $4.60.
And that's
you
just the
have
stamps.
100 people.
Yeah.
That's $46.
You bet.
Yeah.
And then you have the,
$60.
you have
card.
the cards and everything else. So, okay, time to go on to our last topic, which is going to be a free-for-all. And you want to discuss the
I wanted to
situation
discuss
yesterday?
about that woman that tried to, pass the barricades at the White House, and was just
Crazy.
driving crazy. And now that I know that she has a baby in the back of the car, what happens to us sometimes?
Well,
And-
first of all, she was from Connecticut. She was from out of state. And then she's a dental hygienist, I believe.
Right.
And she has postpartum depression. And a lovely girl, a very pretty girl. But just something caused her to snap. And she hit.
They
as
still
soon
don't
as-
really know what.
as soon as she
triggered
hit-
They don't know yet. They were
No.
gonna. They wouldn't.
At least-
They would have more information this morning because our audience know right now it's like 8-something in the morning. So I didn't get to hear the news. So probably this
Her
afternoon.
mother said that she
You know.
suffered from postpartum depression, and also there was a hint of her being maybe going through some mental challenges in her life.
I was just talking to the ladies
okay.
before we came back on the show, and they caught me talking as usual, that all of us go through moments that are like a crazy moment in our lifetime.
sure.
But then, we come to our
Logic or
senses.
something.
Logic comes
What is
in,
it that
and we
makes
can,
us stop and other
yeah.
people not?
Yes,
Yeah.
what makes
You know
us
your
stop
boundaries.
and other people.
Well, you know your limits, but I'll
Rational.
tell you, you and I were discussing a mutual issue, and when I was at that point, I mean, I had to communicate. I had a great support group, though. I had to
Mm-hmm.
communicate with my girlfriends because it took everything in my power not to, want to really, really
Oh,
do
God
some
got
damage.
tired of talking to me because I was constantly talking to God,
Yeah.
Give me the strength
So was I.
to
Well,
stop.
and you know what he said? He looked down and he goes, "Oh no, not her again." Again, Martha?
Every day and
Don't
night
you have
that
something else to do?
Every day, if I ask only for one day,
There you go.
and then tomorrow I'll ask for another one.
I think the most
This day,
important thing
this
to
day.
remember is that unfortunately a life was taken and nobody
Yes.
wants that.
That
I
was
mean,
so crazy
that was
to
sad.
be able to
Well,
watch on TV
but as soon-
what was going on.
But they
As
had
soon
to
as she
assume.
hit, as soon as she hit the first Secret Service and then she hit a cop,
Yes.
that became assault with a deadly weapon.
Yes.
Well, not only that,
Therefore-
they had to assume that, I mean, when I first heard that shots were fired, that it was a terrorist.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, I
Yes,
think
that's in the
everybody
comes to
sort of went to that
everybody's mind right now.
direction.
Yeah,
Right.
and I don't know
Yeah.
if perhaps she explained something or left something in writing behind,
Well,
or her
listen.
family can
I think a lot more people are going to feel that way with this Obamacare. I tried to get on the computer to try to look and find out what the deal is and what do I have to do as an employer,
It is such a
and it's
mess.
like
And then people get panicky and
Yes,
frustrated
yes.
and angry.
I
and
was frustrated
It
yesterday,
exacerbates.
and I tried to educate myself, and I'm pretty good with the computer and everything. But
Right.
let me tell you, they write like a million little words about this big,
Yeah.
and then you're supposed to understand all this. Where is all this coming from?
Yeah.
It's very ambiguous, and that my daughter-in-law she's been hired by social services to do intake for these people that they're going to be snowed. Okay, so they open the doors, they open the gate and say, okay, come on in. They don't have the forms. The correct,
Oh, my
so
God.
they get all these people
I
to fill out these
call-
forms, okay, but they're not the right
I
forms.
called.
They sent him the wrong form. It is
Yes.
so disorganized.
I called the hospital
problem on
yesterday.
top of
Let me ask you this.
A mess.
Are any of you surprised? I
No.
mean, this is your government.
I know.
Our government.
Yeah, this is our government. They
I know.
don't, the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing.
Well, they know, and they keep trying to stop. The right hand keeps trying to stop the left hand from doing anything. Left hand tries to stop the right
There you
hand.
go.
And
with that, nothing
so
gets
nobody's
done.
getting anything
You knew
accomplished.
this was coming.
Yep.
Nothing was done. Oh, we have all these glitches, wrong forms,
Well, now they're
this
still
and that.
trying to stop it.
I called Sarah
They're
Amador
still trying to
yesterday
overturn it.
to try to talk to somebody there to see if somebody there knows, who do I call so they can explain it to me, or if they can educate Amador County on this situation.
They
because
can't.
You're not going to find anybody who's going to put themselves on the line because nobody understands it.
They've
It's
made
so
they've made
hard.
so many changes in the last 6 months to this thing. I mean, you look at the pile; it's this high.
Well,
Come on.
Think about, we've all heard the news about calling the IRS. If you call the IRS for a question and talk to 4 different people, you may get 4 different answers.
Yeah, and then you get put on a list,
If
and they
that's-
listen to your conversation.
if that's
Yes.
the
We have to
case-
take a short break. Sorry,
Yeah,
Roberta.
that's
We'll come
okay.
back and we'll wrap it up for you.
Right. But
Just Between Us, a spontaneous, intuitive live television show with topics that are intended to inspire, delight, educate, and encourage. And now back to Just Between Us.
Okay, we're going to continue this because this was so good. So we're going to continue. Roberta, I didn't mean to cut you off, dear. Go right ahead. And you
where I
forgot
was.
where the hell you were talking about.
No, what I was
Welcome to
saying is that with, there's been stories all over that if you call the IRS, maybe you call 4 different people, you might get 4 different
different
answers
answers, sure.
for your
I
taxes.
have.
And if that's the case with the IRS, that's, out there, it's stable, quote unquote, stabilized. Obamacare is brand new. I mean, and they they delayed it for businesses and corporations, it's understandable that they wouldn't be prepared.
What I don't understand
Why
is
didn't
that
they just delay
every
the
week,
rest of it? If
every
they weren't,
week
it would
there's
have
somebody.
been better to just delay
Why
it.
is it every week there's somebody else that's exempt from this for a while? I mean, I don't
just drives
understand
me
it.
crazy.
Well, the
There's
thing-
there's no backbone in our government
Not
today.
only that, and I just heard it this morning, confirmed, the question came up from a audience, wrote in a question, is it legal for the president to exempt certain people from the law? And the reality is that there's
What about making changes
If
without?
you-
no, but
If you
exempting
are
them,
not-
they are not
Yeah.
allowed, that it's against the law. However, the balance comes down to whether someone questions that.
Okay.
If someone puts
If you're illegal
Someone
in
has
this
to
country,
question
you don't
Someone
have
has
to
to
have
question
it to get put on the
health care.
table to be
I mean,
decided.
and then the.
how legal is that if you're illegal in this country, you don't have to have health care? Give me a break. Then who's going to pay for it? Somebody's going to pay for it, just the way we are now. So why did they exempt people from other countries that are here illegally? Then if they get sick and they don't have money to pay, then who's going to pay? They're going to let them die?
Well, we would pay
No.
for them anyway. We
Yeah.
would pay for them either way.
Because the hospitals really legally can't turn them away
can't.
if they're ill.
No,
Well-
they can't.
I mean, they're doing.
And
let's
then
put
they
it this way,
wonder
things are-
why some
things are-
people do what like that woman did yesterday. Who knows what she's going through?
Well, see, this
they
is
go
what I wanted
crazy
to
and
talk
they have
about
no control.
when we were discussing that.
Right.
woman. I'm waiting. I'm on the fence until I get the background information.
Right, right.
Something that was what was going on with her psychologically.
Exactly.
I mean,
Absolutely.
you just don't do things like this.
No,
It's
no.
like that fella in Texas a couple of years back. He was being foreclosed on, and this happened, that happened,
Yeah.
and his wife left him, and blah blah
She
blah.
was a single mother.
Okay, and gal is a single mom.
Mm-hmm.
God only knows what kind of pressure she's dealing with. Because I have a daughter who is a single mom right now, and it's very, very
Absolutely.
difficult.
Working.
Extremely, yes.
And she's working, thank
extremely
God.
And maybe her hours got cut back, or maybe she lost a job.
Well, maybe
and
it has
how do you
something-
always
feed
having
your baby?
to juggle.
Maybe it
always
has
having
nothing to
juggle,
do with that, though.
And insurance.
Maybe none of that has anything to do with it. See,
Yeah.
that's the sad thing.
We don't
No
know.
one actually knows what transacted. Now, some
Right.
people said she had a gun.
Yes, that's what I heard. She had a gun.
The
See, I
Yes.
question
didn't
I
hear
is, did law enforcement know that the baby was in the back?
They saw the baby and
know.
took the baby out before she crashed some of the other stuff.
How did they do that?
I don't know,
without getting her
but that's what I heard. I
Oh.
thought I heard that they, at one of the stops, they saw the baby, or somebody grabbed the baby or whatever. Now, I
Really?
don't know, because the baby
Yeah.
could be, who knows if she had the baby in the car seat? See, I don't know. I
Right now,
don't
it's
know
a
all
lot
the
of-
facts. There's a lot of
Well, but
things
see,
up in the air. I had
kind
no
of
idea
things-
she had a
These kind
gun.
of things that are happening like this are, they
Indicative.
are the symptoms of a disease that's in this country.
you bet.
Absolutely.
And the disease that is in this country is that we are not making ourselves priority
No.
in this country.
Exactly.
We're not
Exactly.
united in
No.
this
Right.
country.
No.
We're
Right.
divided, and that's all you hear on television
And
is the
they
right
love that.
arguing with the left, and they don't want the right to do anything, so the left is going to block that, and the left is going to, and
That's
the
right.
is
They're
going to
all
block
at
the
fault.
left.
Everyone.
And therefore, nothing
I
gets
think what happens,
accomplished.
a lot of people believe in the party. I believe in what I hear,
Results.
what I see,
Right.
and who's doing the job
But
right.
see, too
you
many
know?
of them,
And
too many of them are accepting campaign contributions,
Oh,
and they don't
right.
really care
They don't care one
about
way or the
what they're
other.
there
Now,
to do.
Kathleen.
I think we need to
Really
clean
bothers me.
house
Absolutely.
completely.
You know, I
Absolutely.
said
Now,
on
wait,
Facebook,
because guess
let's
what?
go. How come we can't fire these people?
You can't.
Why? Why can't we fire them?
You know,
How do
you
we
fire them, you
them?
don't vote for them next
Yeah,
time.
but
Now, remember this.
That's
Remember
never
this.
going to happen.
First of all, we've got the debt ceiling coming up in a couple of weeks. If you think this is a mess,
Oh, God.
wait. Now, not only
Absolutely.
that, why is it that none of the senators and congressmen, those people, why is it they don't have to have Obamacare?
Well, that's the whole.
Exactly. Why are they?
They work one
exempt?
term and they get their medical, dental,
Mm-hmm.
and their salary for the rest of their life. Why?
It's not.
Because they can get away with it?
Yeah.
Because it-
and
you know,
they
it's
voted it for
designed.
themselves.
They
That's
did
the,
vote it for
the thing that
themselves.
really bugs me. They passed this law that supposedly applies to everyone.
Yeah, except
Then,
them.
then
Except
they turned
them.
around and started making exemptions. Oh,
Right.
we're,
Well, now you got to the point where,
exempt us,
where
exempt
the
other
majority of the
people.
people are exceptions except for us. So,
we
you know,
pay for all of it then, you
Yes,
know? And
of
that's
course.
why the rates
Yeah.
are
And
going up so
governments
high,
do
because the
this all
pot
over.
is getting smaller.
The city of San Francisco, and I'm not going to name the mayor, but there was a specific mayor in the city of San Francisco that said changed, if you work for the city of San Francisco for 5 years, he brought in all his people, including himself, they worked for 5 years and they got their medical
Yes.
for life.
Yes.
Okay, as soon as he stepped down, they changed it back. 20 years.
yeah. Well,
Oh, really? I thought that anybody that lived in San Francisco,
Wait,
and
wasn't
worked
there
in
a
San
grandfather
Francisco,
clause?
they get free,
Pardon?
wasn't there a
healthcare.
grandfather clause?
what
Once
she
you're
was saying, but I
grandfathered
don't
in,
know,
they
maybe-
can't change
Yeah.
it.
Once
One of my
those
friends
people
told
had
me
their
that they
5
do.
years and they were out and they had their 5 years for life, they kept that for life. Oh, yeah.
Those people
that
kept
for
it.
life.
They
'cause
changed the law
they're
going
grandfathered
forward.
in,
Yep.
and that's happening all the time now.
Yep, yep,
With
and
all
this
coming in.
is, so what's
State of
happening is
California,
these
it's the
officials that are
issue,
getting
too.
themselves elected, however they do it, we help by voting for them, they get in there, they make laws that are for them personally, that affect their personal lives, they bring in their friends to do contracts
Sure.
and this and that, and they break down our
That's been going
system
on from day one.
for their own benefit and for their own, you know, political ladder, so they can keep moving up, and then they move out, and then things are changed again.
Yeah.
And it,
You know, one
it
thing I have
costs
to
us
say,
twice. It
yeah,
costs
I have
us
to say
twice.
one thing for Amador County. All of our politicians are
good-
for
they're
the
good people.
county.
Absolutely.
I mean, one of the very few counties
They're
that I
good.
know that all of them are working
Right.
hard and doing things. They
To
out
improve
there, you
here.
know, they out there themselves,
Yeah,
you know,
we do have,
working
and
hard.
we have a good support system
Yes,
and
we
rapport
do.
with them. We got to
Yes.
take a back break. We're going to come back and wrap it up for you.
Okay.
Just Between Us, a spontaneous, intuitive live television show with topics that are intended to inspire, delight, educate, and encourage. And now back to Just Between Us.
Welcome back, 223-4877. If you want to get a hold of us, you can fax us at 223-4866, or you can email us at bookme@tspntv.com. And if you talk to God one more time, that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to book you.
Leave some time for me. I need to talk to him too.
Poor guy, you know, I got plenty of things to talk to him about
Yeah.
all day long. Oh, this weekend, I'm
Yes.
going to Sorensen's. You know where Sorensen's
Yeah,
is?
absolutely. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
On Highway 88 and
Yeah,
89,
yeah, yeah.
where all the
the leaves,
and
the
the
aspens.
aspens are turning.
Oh,
I'll
it's
be taking
beautiful.
a lot of pictures.
Very
Oh my
good.
God, it's just, I
Well,
can
good.
hardly wait.
Come back and
Then
share 'em.
I'm going to
Share
go
'em with us.
meditate.
Taking
Yeah.
all that energy.
Meditate.
Yes.
And what are you bringing to drink? That's how I know better than that. Kathleen, it was good to have you back, dear.
Yeah, it was
yes.
good to be
Wonderful.
back today. I really
When you come
enjoyed
back
it.
again, we're going to talk about the Middle East because I know that you.
Yeah, there's some things
that's your
going on, and it's
passion.
affecting the people here in the U.S.
Oh, you bet, big
we
time.
have people that aren't able to go into other countries. I have, a friend who's on a dig in Lebanon. She can't go. There's just all sorts of things going
Good.
on.
Well, come back
that
soon.
are keeping us from being able to do the
Come
things
back
that
soon.
we
I
do.
want to
Yeah.
talk to you about that. Roberta,
Yeah.
it was great seeing you
Good.
again.
Good to
How's
be here.
everything going with Upcountry?
Fantastic.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work. I hear you guys are doing a great job.
Well, we lost power last night. That was interesting.
We did.
Did you
Yeah,
really?
I lost power. I got a
Not
blip.
yet.
The wind was atrocious.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that something?
I've
the wind
been up
yesterday?
since 1:30.
I have
And Roberta and I live where there's tons of pine trees and
Yes.
all these trees,
Oh,
and you're just
was
waiting to hear a crack. Have a safe weekend.
To my grandkids.
All these
Muchos
besitos.
besitos.
Muchos besitos.
Adios. See you next week.
That's cute.
8:30 in the morning, Friday. Don't forget. And then you can watch us at 4:30
And
today.
God will be here with
And-
us.
yes,
And
right.
God will be
The
here
God
definitely.
Squad.
Yeah.
The God
Yeah.
Squad.